Live from the Broadcast Center in Los Angeles, this is KCAL 9 News at 4.
The disabled community continues to lash out at Governor Newsom about his vaccination plan that moves them further down the list to get a shot. They say the most vulnerable need shots soon because they're at an increased risk of hospitalization and death from COVID-19.
KCAL 9's Rachel Kim has their personal pleas for help.
Linda would have fought for their rights to be included for early consideration just as hard as she would have fought for herself.
I'm very sad about what happened to Josh.
There's so many other high-risk Californians who are also just running out of time.
These are three faces of many in the disability community who lost their lives to COVID-19 complications since January. Today, their loved ones and advocates shared their stories to show why state leaders need to give vaccine priority to people with disabilities and those at higher risk of exposure and death from COVID.
It also must include people who need to open their homes to frontline personal care assistance, to get out of bed and function in their communities. People like Josh. So we're just dying because they cannot safely leave their homes for the treatments they need for their disabilities, like Eduardo.
Disability rights advocates were outraged after Governor Gavin Newsom announced that the state would be switching to an age-based vaccination plan, giving priority to older people instead of those most vulnerable and impacted by COVID-19. They've been calling on the governor to give the disability community access to the vaccine.
The governor promised that by the end of the week, they would have a plan.
A commitment, not a passing interest, in the issues of equity.
Governor Newsom spoke at a news conference this afternoon, but there was no mention of a plan or timeline to vaccinate people with disabilities. Advocates say there is no equity here, like the governor claims.
We understand that the vaccines are scarce, but it says something very ugly about our values as a state if we tell people with disabilities that they have to wait at the back of the line.
We are waiting for that specific plan. We believe we can make that plan happen. There are lots of resources in the disability community to make that plan work very seamlessly.
Disability rights advocates say they don't want any more excuses. They say they'll continue to make their voices heard until state health officials announce a vaccination plan for their community. Rachel Kim, KCAL 9 News.
In downtown LA, another effort today to